What is up, awesome people, and welcome back to another Wi-Fi Wednesday shenanigans! Alrighty, so I do apologise for how late Wi-Fi Wednesday is going up for tonight. I have run into so many issues between waking up late and then just my whole recording program just not working, just plain refusing to work. So I do apologise for how late this is going up. So anyways, for tonight, we're continuing on with the International Challenge coverage from February for the Beedrillite and the Wirelight. So as I said, this team is not completely perfect, and at the same time, as you'll see in tonight's Wi-Fi Wednesday, my prediction scales aren't perfect either. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the shenanigans, because I've got a lot of shenanigans to cover for tonight. So anyways, as I said, this team is not completely perfect. My lead is far from perfect because it is heavily countered by things like Tapu Lele, which I see an awful lot in doubles, and in the international competition, that's no exception. You see that thing like the back of your hand. It's just so common. So anyways, there's no Tapu Lele here, so I can at least go the fake out onto the Bravery, which I know is going to OHKO my Hariyama with Brave Bird. If I led with Tapu Lele there, I would have had a lot of problems with this lead, actually. So Cesar goes for the U-turn there. Not really too sure if they knew I was going to have Flamethrower or something on my Slowbro there. But they are going to swap into the Tapu Bulu there, which is absolutely perfect. I actually prefer Tapu Bulu over the Scissor because I can go Poison Jab on my Hariyama, guarantee OHKO that, because it is 4 times weak to the Poison type moves, and I can start hitting the Bravery with Ice Bird. Ice Beam, not Ice Bird. But I am kind of hoping for an Ice Bird because I do know I'm not going to OHKO that with Ice Beam from that range, and because I'm not going to OHKO it, it means that it can take out my Hariyama. So I'm going to take the Bravery down to just a little bit below the half range there. I think it's like half orange range there. Poison Jab, as I said, is going to take out the Tapu Bulu there, which is awesome because that thing can wreak some massive havoc there with things like Woodhammer and Horn Leech. And as I said, the Brave Bird's coming my way, and unfortunately Hariyama doesn't stand a ghost of a chance here because that's a guaranteed OHKO from that range too, because I'm running more special defense on my Hariyama more than my physical defense. And plot twist there, Bravery does live because I was like, oh god damn it, I can go for the Ice Beam, deal some damage, and then Brave Bird will take itself out from recall damage. Nope, that's not happening. I got a big deny there. So anyways, a Lowered Executor is going to come onto the field. I don't normally bring this in my 4 range unless there's like some real need for it, which is great. I'm actually kind of glad I did because I've got 2 Pokemon now with Flamethrower, which can OHKO the Scizor, unless it's running Aquaberry. So every Scizor I've seen always has run Aquaberry, so I was like, this is no exception. But no, Aquaberry kicks in. I was like, oh great, so that's a definite OHKO there. Very nice. Normally they run Aquaberry just to give them a chance to go up against something like Arcanine with Flare Blitz, because I think that's a close to OHKO there thanks to Scizor's base defense. Not really too sure, so there is a citation needed there. Anyways, speaking of Arcanine, that comes onto the field. Intimidate does activate. That's not going to phase either Executor or Slowbro. Although, fun fact here, I was actually tempted to run a mix set on the Executor. That's what I actually started with when I was team building this particular team, but then decided to go for the special variant because, heck, it was a lot better than the mixed variant. So if I was running the mixed variant, I would have had Dragon Hammer on this particular set. But as I said, it kind of works better going through this full special. Anyways, Arcanine gets absolutely annihilated there thanks to Scald and the Draco Meteor there from both my Slowbro and Alolan Executor respectively. And the Bravery is going to go for the Supersonic Sky Strike Z move. So that's coming off the Brave Bird. So I think that's going to be hitting at like 200 base power here, which is absolutely devastating. I was like, okay, good night Alolan Executor. It was nice knowing you. But there's, again, another plot twist here. They actually went for Slowbro. Not really too sure if they got cocky here, thinking that they were going to take out the Slowbro with that. But I live thanks to probably my base defense alone and the fact I've got a little bit of HP investment there. Wiki Berry kicks in and the grassy terrain does heal back up my Slowbro. So I was around the mid-green range there. I was like, well, they went for Executor or been a 2-0. But regardless, that was a fun match. Which I can't say the same about this one. It was fun, and it was even more fun, but at the same time quite painful to review this battle, because it's like, what am I doing? So, as I said, my prediction skills probably need a bit of a squeaky clean cleanup after watching this. As I said, it's probably the most painful time and the most painful thing you'll see for tonight. So, I'm going to lead with the Slowbro and the Hariyama, I do believe. I do, and they're going to lead with Togedemaru and Katana. So I was like, I know Togedemaru like the back of my hand. I've only recently used it, and I love Togedemaru. I'm actually quite thinking of putting it into this team, actually. So Togedemaru goes to the fake out, and actually went on Hariyama. I was like, okay, that's interesting. I thought they would have gone for the fake out onto my Slowbro, knowing I was going to go for Trick Room and support the rest of my team. And if they did that, then would have been game just there. But they went fake on Hariyama, and then I actually lived Leaf Blade with the Slowbro. So I was like, wow, that's a very unexpected first turn there. But regardless, everything just breaks apart here. I just start, I don't know, I go into scrub mode here. So Katana goes for the Protect, which I should have seen him coming a mile away. But I go Scold. I'm not too sure if by this stage I was getting so pedantic about Katana having Focus Sash that it was like screwing with my prediction skills here. I'm not really too sure, but Zing Zap's going to deal some damage there to Slowbro. If I'd actually gone for Flamethrower, I may have had a chance of taking it out on Togedemaru, then going close combat on Togedemaru. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing here, so I think that says a lot about my Wi-Fi battle skills. So I go for Scold, and that's going to hit the Togedemaru. Again, I don't know why I'm using Scold when I got Flamethrower. So it's going to burn the Togedemaru, which is awesome. It's actually going to affect the fact that I'm going to live now this turn. Originally, Zing Zap was going to take out my Slowbro from this range, but now that I've burnt the Togedemaru, and Zing Zap is, of course, a physical-based move, I'm actually going to live this turn. So it's like, wow, that's a really crazy turn there. Alright, so they got Manny Buzz on the field. Now, Manny Buzz has gotten so good since the previous generations. I used Manny Buzz last gen for double battles. It was absolute beast. I think even then I ran like max health, max special defense was my investment. And it just did wonders there. So this tends to run like Taunt, Foul Play, Roost, and Tailwind along those lines. So I go for Ice Beam and I freeze it. I was like, wow, okay, I'm actually being really lucky here even though I'm playing like a major scrub. So I finally take out the Togedemaru with close combat. Not too sure I didn't do it sooner, but it finally happened at least. And Manny Buzz is now a frozen turkey, so it's just standing there and just staring at me thinking, what in the world is going on? So Katana comes back onto the field. I should know by this stage that Katana's just going to go protect this turn, which it does. And silly me doesn't pick up on that. So I was like, I go Ice Beam, doesn't work. Goes for close combat, doesn't work. Surely I should have seen that coming. Well, in my own defense, I wouldn't have taken out the Katana anyways, because Ice Beam would have OHKO'd Manny Buzz, and then my remaining moves still would have hit Katana. But regardless, it was still a good play on their part because my Trick Room does wear out, which makes me think, alright, Slowbro's going to go down this turn. Nope. They do go for Leaf Blade, but they went to Hariyama instead. I'm not really too sure why they went for Hariyama, because Slowbro was actually the bigger threat there, because it does no Flamethrower. Probably didn't know that because, as I said, I'm playing like a scrub here. So I go for Ice Beam and I hit the Katana. As I said, I'm not too sure if it's because I'm so pedantic or so worried that Katana's got Focus Sash. I ain't too sure what the hell's going through my mind here. So Vikavolt comes onto the field. I was like, okay, this is cool. So Katana's going to Protect here. I think I finally picked up on the fact that I'm going to go Protect there. Manny Buzz is still frozen. Let's just forget about Manny Buzz because that don't exist at this point in time. So I went for Bug Buzz. That was like the best thing I could do. And since Manny Buzz is just chilling there frozen and it can't really do too much to like both of these Pokemon, maybe just take out the Slowbro or Taunt it because it is on low health. That's all that Manny Buzz 2 can do. So I'm taking the advantage here. I think I'm finally turning around and playing like an actual decent Wi-Fi battle. I went for Slack Off there, recovered my Slowbro, and Bug Buzz does hit the Katana and takes out the Katana. I was like, finally that thing goes down. I actually should have won this battle by now. Alright, so Manny Buzz is still frozen solid, which is absolutely perfect. And their last Pokemon in reserve is Tapu Lele, which is fine because my last Pokemon in reserve is actually the big god horse Mudsdale. Alright, so Manny Buzz does carry Psychic Siege. It kind of acts towards why Manny Buzz is such an absolute beast of a tank this gen because of Psychic Seeds and the fact that Tapu Lele is so common. So Psychic Seeds will raise Manny Buzz's special defense, and from that range, I'm actually quite surprised that I actually took out Manny Buzz with Ice Beam, to be honest. Anyways, I don't have anything super effective against Tapu Lele, so I go for Bug Buzz. So that brings it down to the orange, and unfortunately, I'm going to get a bit of an overkill here from Shattered Psyche, which is Tapu Lele's Z move it's going to be using. So I think this is getting a boost from the Psychic Surge as well. It could be incorrect, but that's going to be hitting about 180 base power, I think, at the top of the head. But regardless, it's overkill because I don't think Vikavolt deserved this. I honestly don't think it deserved it. So Vikavolt gets absolutely shattered just by that Z move. So bye-bye Vikavolt. But as I said, my last Pokemon in reserve was Mudsdale. So I was like, I'm really lucky that I actually survived this long with Slowbro. There was just so many opportunities they had to take out Slowbro. So I go for the Scold. I get the burn. I was like, wow, this is crazy. So many hacks coming from my side. It's unbelievable. And yet the rest of the Wi-Fi Wednesday, you won't see a single bloody hacks from me. So Heavy Slam is kind of like overdoing the killing there on Tapu Lele, which is absolutely fine with me because I hate Tapu Lele's with a passion. And there we go, that's game. As I should have won that in 5 turns, but for some odd reason I played like an absolute total scrub there. Total nub. So I should be leaving it there for you guys, but I feel really bad. Showed you like a really bad battle last turn, so let's actually have me playing decently for once. So this is up against Willie, and I think it was like somewhat into the second day now. I do believe. May explain why I played like absolute trash last battle. Alright, so I'm going to lead with Katana and Tapu Lele. So I led with Executor here because I knew by this stage that Katana was a definite counter to Slowbro leads. And this is a new one. Tapu Lele was Psychic Seed, so I have to give him some props there. This is going to be a really tanky Tapu Lele in the special defensive side. It's not so tanky in the physical defense side, which is why you always go for Poison Jab onto it, because it deals more damage than what, say, Sludge Bomb or Flash Cannon would do to it. So Hariyama stood no chance there, because 50% boost is Psychic from Psychic Surge and Psychic Terrain. So I do get the Trick Room up. I guess that's the only positive that came from that round, which was fine with me. So the almighty Mudsdale comes onto the field, and the reason why this thing's almighty is because it OHKOs Tapu Lele's. I don't know why. I have yet to see one Tapu Lele that actually lives a Heavy Slam at this point, so that's why Mudsdale's like my #1 Pokemon on this team. So Tapu Lele goes down from the Heavy Slam, and I do carry the Flame Zero on Executor, so hopefully no Focus Sash. Awesome, no Focus Sash on Katana, so like, okay, that's cool, no Focus Sash, I'm all good here. So 2 Pokemon down that turn, which was awesome. So the last 2 Pokemon in reserve was Tapu Koko and the Alolan Raichu with most likely the Surge Surfer, which is going to double its speed. And as I said, the perfect way to counter this particular combo is, of course, Trick Room. And Mudsdale, of course. So I probably should have just gone for the Earthquake here and just taken the game, because Earthquake would have taken out both of these Pokemon, Raichu being considerably weaker and more frail in its physical defense than it is special defense. And yes, if I'd gone for Earthquake, you probably wouldn't have seen that dirt play. I actually did forget that Electric Terrain does stop sleep. So the Raichu goes for the Psychic there on my Mudsdale, does raise its defense thanks to Stamina Boost, and it is carrying Life Orb, but from that stage it's pretty much game, and they know that too, so they go for the forfeit. So anyways guys, that is it for tonight. Again, I do apologise for how late Wi-Fi Wednesday is going up. I've had so many problems. Hopefully I fixed it by reviving my recording program, so hopefully that's not going to be an issue for next Wi-Fi Wednesday or next Monday, because that's another reason why Monday's upload got screwed over, is because of these issues. So fingers crossed I fixed it. And again, hope you guys enjoyed tonight's Wi-Fi Wednesday. And again, I also do apologise for playing like a scrub in the second game. Hopefully won't see any more for Wi-Fi Wednesdays, but I guess that's what makes Wi-Fi Wednesday so unique. So anyways guys, again next week's Wednesday we'll be covering more of the International Challenge. And in the meantime, I'm trying to do up another team for Wi-Fi Wednesday. Whether that be debuting on Saturday or a team build another one for you guys will be what happens in the future. But anyways, until next time, this is Lady KrimZen saying, ciao for now, but not forever. Ciao!